somebody that called asked about our relationship. What is our relationship? And maybe that it was funny because the one that show that he called about, we weren't very happy that day.
God,
it was our show about anger,
show.
and so we probably didn't look like we even wanted to know each other.
You guys married?
That's right. The truth is, we are married. We've been together in June. We'll have met. It'll be 30 years since we met in June.
Yeah, we lived together. We met in San Francisco 30 years ago. We lived together, then we got married, then we did our own divorce, had a big party, continued living together. Then we got married again, and we're still married. We told a friend of ours this once, and she said, "Oh, you must wake up in the morning and go, oh yeah." We don't wear rings. We're not into rings. Although we have had a ring phase.
Yes. But yes, yeah, I hated being married personally. That the first time we were married for a year, and I felt so confined and pinned down, and because of my basic beliefs that monogamy is a culturally imposed lie. Really,
if we survive, it's doomed to obsolescence eventually.
And
primitive.
And I was much happier when we got divorced.
I threw a big party at our apartment in Nashville, at a big drug party. Katie burned her marriage license and threw it in the trash can in the kitchen.
I thought I'd put it out.
Started smelling smoke. Almost burned the apartment down. Sling buckets of water on the floor. It burned right down through the trash into the floor.
Luckily, it was a slum dwelling. It didn't matter.
That's right.
No one noticed. But we did get married again later. We were actually attending a church, and kind of non-denominational church, and it was really wonderful because this was a conservative congregation, and they living together outside of marriage was not allowable in these people's realities, and we were living together and unmarried.
I think what saved us is we had been married.
That's right. The minister told us that they recognized that we had been married. And so it was like this, we were, as usual, in some, category of one. But after about 6 months, the minister came to us and said, "Okay, you guys, we need to have this conversation because, we have allowed, you're a special exception here, but, we need to talk about it." And so we did. And what we talked about was that what marriage is a commitment to deal with problems. Really, I would say foundationally for me, and that's why we did get married, was
partnership.
Remarried was that say, okay, when it gets bad,
and sometimes it gets so bad.
Stay and
she's
work
perfect.
it out.
I'm a snarling beast from hell.
Yeah, but maybe I just as I was saying that, I was thinking maybe we'll do Time of Strife because. Going back to the song we started with, One Night Stand, maybe what that song is really all about is love is not something that just happens. That's not true. Love does happen, but in terms of making it a relationship, you need to really put in time. You need to work on it. And that's been a problem for me. I just think, I have our cultural image of, we see in Hollywood movies where the princess finds the prince, or the prince finds the princess, I should say, sweeps her up on the horse, and off they ride into the sunset. No problems. If you found the right guy, you're never going to have any problems. So if you have problems in your relationship, it must be you've got the wrong guy. That's kind of the way our culture has taught us to think.
50% divorce rate? Yeah, I'd say that's kind of prevalent.
Yeah, and we don't really have a whole lot of models and I didn't see it in my parents. I never saw my parents fight until the day they got divorced, and then they still didn't fight. They just didn't talk to each other anymore.
Dad moved out.
And I never had any models for working out problems in a relationship. And so, it was interesting.
My father disappeared after one child support payment when I was 5 years old.
And I just, really got when I was kind of making those grimaces just a minute ago that, I still am not really good about working through the problems. I just act like it's all Arthur's fault, and when he gets when he gets over
Anyone
it,
out there relate to this?
When he gets over it, then everything will be
Beast.
All right again. So
That's
maybe here you have it documented that
right.
Maybe I could do a little better about
None of us
dealing
know
with problems.
what love is. We don't even know who we are, much less know how to behave. We don't know how to love, I mean, lovemaking for me has been so rare, but I've had hot sex to die for. I mean, I'm 64 and fat and old now, but man, I have had a good time in the sex department. I guarantee you, I have realized almost every fantasy. Katie goes, oh my God, there's anything left. Yeah, I've definitely
always
tripped the
more.
light fantastic. And proud of it. A lot of pain, but holy cow. Well, that's what the universe is for, is to go through all this, Every bit of it, every single bit of it.